I'm gonna call the regular meeting to order and have Burgess Kimball lead us from the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right.
Motion of the Board of Mayor Burgess approve the regular meeting of January 6th, 2026. Each member received a copy for review. Second motion.
All right, any questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion of the Board of Mayor Burgess approve the monthly reports of January. Each member received copies for review. Second motion.
Questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Not gonna make any opening comments tonight. We have a lengthy agenda, so we will get right to it. And we'll go to public comment. Is there anyone in the room or on Zoom that would like to make a public comment? Kevin, come forward.
You even got your microphone.
Good. See, all right, then. Give silence.
No, you don't.
No.
Oh, no.
Yep, Kevin Gendron, Church Street Creamery, 132 Church Street, Naugatuck. I just kind of a spur of the moment thing, to be honest with you. So the last month and a half or so, I've been looking at downtown, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love everything that's going on. I've made it very known to everybody. One of the concerns, which I think everybody is aware of and kind of anticipated, is the parking. And I brought it up to a few people, and I'm seeing it getting progressively harder and more challenging and more difficult, with quite a few storefronts still empty and a lot of buildings not built. So I just so happened to look today to see when your next meeting was, and it was tonight. So I said, you know what, that's almost meant to be to just pop down here and make a comment. But I am a little bit concerned. For one, there's a ton of people parking from the construction sites across the street that are tying up a lot of the parking spots. I don't know if they're supposed to have their own parking, but it's to the point where there's times that myself, even some of our staff, are having to park over in front of the old Salem school. And quite honestly, I don't want 17-year-olds walking down past the bars and everything, the dark roads. So I have a little bit of a concern with that. But then also it's a spot for pickups, which I didn't realize that there's a lot of bus trips that are going through there. I don't know if it's senior center trips. I know that just 2 days ago there was a chunk of the limousine bus that was picking up people to go to the casino. I don't know if there's opportunity there that maybe we can try to designate people to use different parking lots, use, or different areas for that, to try to discourage. You get an extra 25 cars over there and it makes it extremely difficult. So I'm hearing from a lot of our customers, and it's in the middle of winter, that they're having a hard time parking. I can't imagine what it's going to be like in the summertime with that. So I am just trying to proactively tell people, and again, I know that this is something that's been discussed, and I'm sure you guys all have ideas and plans with it. I'm just seeing it firsthand, so I want to bring it up and kind of keep saying things. I don't want to be the complainer. I'm more than happy to get involved and do whatever I can do to assist with that. It's what I'm seeing being down there every single day.
So you're absolutely right. In a way, things are happening even faster than we anticipated. We're sort of a victim of our own success in some ways.
It's a good problem.
It is a good problem.
Right.
We had no one downtown, now we have too many people. And there are a lot of things happening, including the acquisition of even more parking lots. Well, what we're gonna look at and what the biggest problem is, I'm gonna say something like, high level tech metered parking would say the first hour, 2 hours free, something like that. So someone could go to Church Street Creamery and not pay, but at the same time, you can't go on a bus trip and leave your car there all day, or it's gonna get ticketed or towed or whatever. And people working downtown are not gonna be able to park there all day. And having a building on Church Street myself, and having been down there for many, many years before I was mayor. Oftentimes, the worst offenders are the business owners who park in front of their own buildings and take parking spots away from the customers. So we hear you, we agree, we are gonna take action. And we started last year, but it was a little premature. But this year, as soon as we get through this extreme freeze, we'll be as soon as it starts warming up, we're gonna have a plan in place.
Okay,
But you're absolutely right, it's a problem.
no, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
All right, any additional public comment? Zoom, Jim?
Nothing.
All right, last call for public comment. All right, we'll go to item 7, Naugatuck Ambulance Corps. Kyle Kelly on Zoom.
Good evening, everyone. Just some updates. We're starting out the year very strong. Budget wise, I met with the controller's office. I met with the mayor's office. We had our board meeting. I plan on having our joint meeting next Monday, I believe. I hope all goes well. If there's any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I will be sending out some additional documents. We did just 2 quick things I'll note is the storm. We were very, very well prepared. A big thank you to Public Works and the fire department for assisting us out there. When we were there, we had about 20 or so calls throughout the duration of the storm through Sunday into Monday. And a big shout out to our crews who over the weekend delivered a beautiful, healthy little baby girl at home. Which doesn't happen very, very often out here in the field. So I just wanted to throw those things out there.
All right, questions for Kyle? Rocky?
I'll take
Good. All right, thank you, Kyle. We'll see you at your budget hearing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, downtown enhancements. Now, Jim, on Zoom, could you bring Paul Munko up on Zoom?
I certainly can.
Paul, are you there?
Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let me start off, Paul, and then I'm gonna, and also he's got some materials he wants to
To share,
put on the screen, yeah,
you should be able to do so.
okay.
Perfect.
So,
Excellent.
all right, downtown enhancements are all moving forward. Mural projects, facade improvement programs, other amenities. And as you recall, Paul's been working on some designs for some initial crests in the road. And he's been working with Rocco and the technical aspects of the construction process. And he's refined his designs so they can actually be stamped into the pavement. So Paul, can you show us where you are with your design?
Yeah, absolutely. Just give me 1 second to share my screen here. Okay. Can you all see that okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Beautiful. Awesome. Yeah, so there's a couple of quick updates I wanted to go through today, just as we're making more progress into this overall project. As you know, the goal is to have 3 distinct seals designed that are going to represent some of the really cool historical aspects of Naugatuck. And where we're at right now, what I have to show you is, excuse me, a final proof, which was actually received by Rocco's manufacturer, which is the train station one, which we've looked at a couple of times already. And then I also have developed a second concept. This is not a final proof. This is just the concept that if everybody enjoys it, I will send over to Rocco. But this one is specifically for the Tuttle House. So making progress as far as new artwork as well. So for the final proof, this is what was sent over. And really, it looks like they were able to recreate everything pretty much exactly. I know that during this process, there's been some simplification that we've done, and it just really made it so that it is actually able to be cut out of that material that then gets bonded to the pavement. But this is what they sent over, which I think is really, really great. There's a couple of very small details that I think might be more an issue of rendering than the actual final design itself, just some like pixelation things. But I'll confirm that with Rocco as well. But I did just want to get initial thoughts on this and see if I had everybody's okay to basically tell Rocco that this first one is basically approved from a design standpoint.
Didn't see why not. It's beautiful. On details in this design per se, is the 6 foot diameter the size that they prefer to work with? And is that a good size? Is it too large or too small?
So from a detail standpoint, excuse me, I did meet with him a couple of weeks ago, and he said that the 6 foot diameter should be enough. He did say that if there's an opportunity to go bigger with it, it would just be a better rendering of things. It would give a little more flexibility. But Rocco did also tell me that even if from a mechanical standpoint, when these things are actually CNC'd out of these different materials, that he also has experiences going in and doing some final touches by hand as well, if something was a little bit too small. From the manufacturer, they seem to think that this will be good to go, but there's room for expansion of size if we wanted to, essentially.
As far as making it smaller would be a little bit more difficult, I would assume, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
So 6 feet is probably the minimum size you want to go.
exactly.
Okay.
All right, so we've already seen this one, Paul. So we're anxiously awaiting your next proposed design.
Awesome. Awesome. So this is the one that I came up with for the Tuttle House. And kind of keeping with the theme of the other one, I wanted to incorporate a couple of different elements that tell the history of the Tuttle House. Of course, simplifying such a beautiful house was a bit of a challenge, but I think it worked out well. And I kept in mind some of the stuff that I did that was too detailed with the train the first time around and tried to really stick to that simplicity for this one. But basically, what you're seeing here is a combination of the house itself and then this really cool photo of the iron factory that Mr. Tuttle owned with Mr. Whittemore. This is an actual photo from inside of them pouring the molten iron into molds inside of the actual facility. And I thought this was a cool way to kind of showcase, the architecture itself, which of course is the main thing that we're focusing on from a tour standpoint, but also kind of show like why that house was able to exist is because of the industry and it's because of the people who were working behind it for Mr. Tuttle's company. And then I also just put them side by side so you can kind of see that we're building a brand system here. So from an aesthetic standpoint, there's a lot of cohesion between the level of detail, of course, the colors used, how that actual 3D element is present both with the steeple of the building and then the front of the train over here. So I'm just trying to make it into something that is very much connected, so that even when we move on to the third design, there's a very clear aesthetic direction for the why behind these things. But yeah, would love to know your thoughts on this as a potential concept for the Tuttle House.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Thank you.
Paul, the guy on the right, maybe we could smooth out his jacket a bit because it looks like man boobs.
I will put
We want to stick with that.
I'll put man boobs in my notes and we'll get rid of that.
Thank you.
Conversation pieces.
Well, I could have said it nicely, but it would have taken 20 minutes, so.
Yeah. No, I mean that's I see what you're talking. I didn't see it at first, but now that you said it, I can't
Now
not
you
see
can
it. So
see it.
yes, exactly. So I
I
will
spent so much time as a high school principal not to see it.
yeah, it totally makes sense. Yeah, we could smooth that out and just kind of get rid of that point right there so that it'll be more kind of in line with this guy over here. But yeah, good call because I didn't catch that and I'm sure somebody would say something about it somewhere.
Just my thoughts on this. I understand the concept of why you did it, but to me, that's not connected to the Tuttle House. It just looks like some guys digging in the ground.
nobody's gonna know that those are people that are shoveling coal or smelting or doing something else. Personally, I would much rather see a horse and carriage in front of it, since they have a carriage house. I'm just not connecting guys digging to the house.
Yeah, so is there gonna be any historical notes or writing or anything that is gonna go with this, Paul?
Yeah, so the plan would be hopefully making those the QR codes that could take you and kind of explain like the why behind the artwork, and then the plaques and things as well. So my idea was that if we were to do something like that, we would actually be able to use these photos that the Historical Society has on those plaques to kind of showcase what is being showcased there. Um, so that was the thought process behind using this particular photo, is that there would be some additional context to explain the why behind it.
Well, I'm just not used to using QR codes and I really don't plan on it. So I'm just looking at what I'm seeing when I'm looking at that thing, and it's, the digging guys are just not telling that's just not telling me what those people are that are digging in the ground. That's all. That's my thought.
Yeah,
Well,
got it.
I asked you the same question, Paul, when you explained it. I liked it, but it's not apparent unless there's an explanation,
Right.
so.
Right.
What's the best way to deal with that? In addition to a QR code, is there anything we can do?
I thought we were having, I
We're
thought we were
like
gonna have like a
expansion with it.
a standing plaque that would
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, it won't be in the middle of the road.
No, on the,
People reading in the middle of.
Just slow traffic.
so we're gonna have that on the sidewalk that would explain the seal.
I think it's like two different things that we're talking about. One
Yeah.
is like what any design would look like paired with, you know,
An
the
explanation.
stand and an explanation, which a QR code is great, but the photos,
Yeah.
text is also great. So that's like the only piece, which I think we were all good with, like that was the direction, and then it's potentially, you know, feedback on the design.
We have a QR code that says museum has additional information, so you should enter the museum.
I mean, I do hear what we're actually saying. I will, like, I am not from Naugatuck, like, everyone knows this, so I'm not, you know, as familiar with history. Seeing the picture and it clicked more. Your thought about the carriage house does also click, so I
Mhm.
do see where Rack is coming from.
Well, Paul, while you're working on the third design, which we'll talk about in a moment. Let's put something together to put it into context in a clear
Right.
way for everyone to understand.
Mm.
And what that would look like and where it would go.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
You know, Paul, I like the way you honor the working men that made it possible for people to live in mansions. That is important. And you know, and I also, I mean, even if we did something different here, we didn't have here, I would really like to see a seal that is a tribute to the working men and women, the rubber factory, the ironworks. It just really, that's the backs, the people that built this town. Were the people that worked in those shops and paid the bills and made it happen.
The horse and carriage is the history of like two families in town. You could do like 4 pictures in one to basically identify that.
So if we didn't have the working men here, maybe we did do a seal that represented working people that working in industries that really put us on the map.
That genteel horse and carriage is only the history of about 2 families in town.
Yeah, but it's connected to the telehouse.
No, I get it. I get it. I just.
All right, Paul. Keep working on the explanatory part and tell us about the third one, which is gonna be a tribute to Stanford White, I believe, and the 5 structures he has downtown.
Yeah, exactly. So the last one that I'm planning on doing, because it'll basically make that triangle portion ideally of roughly where the seals can be placed, is going to be the Stanford White building. So that's going to be kind of a collage of buildings. This will definitely be the most challenging one from a detail standpoint, but I want to combine Hillside, the Congregational Church, the library, Salem School, and potentially the fountain as well, because those are the 5 things that he did work on and design in the area, which I think is really cool. And I think that also kind of rounds up what are probably perceived to be some of those iconic buildings that are in even Naugatuck in general from a design and architectural standpoint. So that, of course, will be designed in this same style. Pretty minimalist, able to be manufactured. But that is that's what seal number 3 is going to be.
Okay, any questions or comments for Paul, especially on the Stanford White buildings?
Did they come back with a number yet on the 6 foot diameter?
Let me see. So they were saying that as far as the installation, um, so the manufacturing, the shipping, and the installation for Rocco to do the work, he'll be able to give like exact figures. As he just gave me a rough ballpark, but they said between 8 and 10,000 per.
That makes sense, Bob?
Yeah, a lot of detail.
Mhm. I would think so, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, any further questions or comments? All right, Paul, keep working and we'll see you next month.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you. Anyone else question or comment on downtown enhancements? Good? Okay, all right. Item 9. So this is exciting. So we've talked about this quite a few times and we're now getting much closer. But the notion here is that we expedite our 5-year road improvement plan and complete paving all roads in Naugatuck and micro paving of the ones we paved recently in a 2-year period that is going to start this spring. So everyone who's on the 5-year list is essentially going to have everything completed in 2 years, number one. Number two, we know that in that 2-year period, it's quite likely that we're gonna have a school issue and we're gonna have to have some bonding and a referendum. So I put together a team and they're gonna be available next week or shortly thereafter to look at restructuring our existing debt and the best way to have new borrowing that will not increase our budget annually. And essentially what they're doing, and we're gonna have the people here, they're from Raymond James, a high level Wall Street firm, and they're experts in this, but they're gonna take our existing debt and I'm gonna say refinance it, they call it repurpose, restructure, they don't use the word refinance, but they're gonna take some of that debt and restructure it in a way where that revenue can be used for the 29 and 30 year. Because right after that, our old debt for the existing pension bonds goes away. And our new Amazon money without the incentives goes away. So we're gonna be, I don't wanna say extremely wealthy, but we're gonna have a lot more revenue. So the idea is to pave everything right away, finish taking care of our existing problems, not increase any of our budgets by piecing everything together and moving forward with it. And also factoring in a new school without increasing our debt. So they're gonna be available next week. I'm thinking of having them come Tuesday because we have finance borough board, so theoretically everyone can be there. Ultimately, is gonna have to go to a referendum. So there'll be the finance board, the borough board, the joint boards. But I want everyone to hear the numbers and see how it comes together, you know, before we start the process.
Do you have an idea what the number is for the school? I do.
Well, okay, so it's a very good question. So in my preliminary assumptions, I'm using the number 20 million, which would be, you say, if you have 150 million school and we get 90%, right? Okay, so you can go with that number. But in the bonding scheme, they put in enough extra money so that we can either have, without question, have the school, even if it's a lot more money, and reduce some of the other infrastructure. But we can make everything work without increasing our debt service annually. Until we get to the Amazon and the other debt goes away. Including a new school, even if it's a 200 million school at the at our existing rate, we could still do it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go and try and get the best we can. So
When we go, if the school goes through and you have to bond the full amount for the school.
Right.
So that we can get our full reimbursement.
right,
So, that's where the special legislation is gonna come in. And
Right.
if we get that, that's a grand slam.
right, and we're working on it now with our lobbyists.
Exactly, and at that point, you know, we have to go to the bonding process. We need to do a super education
Oh,
of
yeah,
the residents so they can understand,
yeah,
what's
so
actually going on.
you're right on the education.
Pictures.
But the way the gentlemen have it worked out, assuming a worst case scenario with a school, our debt service is gonna remain stable because of the refinancing that we're doing until 2034, when all the new revenue comes in. And then when the new revenue comes in, it's like 4 or 5 times greater than all these extra costs. So it's really a question of getting through 28, 29, and 30 without increasing our debt service. And that's why we brought in the experts to come up with a plan to do that.
Didn't we just restructure debt and get a very favorable rate? Oh, we did that not too long ago.
Well, we did, but every piece of debt is different rules, different timing. A lot of them you can't touch. So what they did is they went through everything and determined what we can touch. So, probably as early as next Tuesday, or later next week, I'm gonna set up a meeting so we can have the gentleman come and go through all the details of the numbers and show you exactly how it, plays out. I do have, the preliminary chart, here with me. Anyone who wants to look at it, feel free. But basically what it shows is that our debt service remains within about $1,200 a year of where it is now, all the way up until 2033.
That's the magic number.
And by the way, that is with all the roads, other infrastructure done, the new school, worst case scenario, and an extra 10 million factored in that we could either not use at all or use on other infrastructure.
In the road program, have we thought about Hillside?
Yeah, so, but Hillside is, so yes, but Hillside, we're going for lots of money from COG. So we've already applied.
Okay.
And we're getting it. In fact, we're hiring engineers to design it now. And you know how lots of works.
Yeah.
We pay for the engineers, they pay for everything else. Except the fancier pavement. So I mean, if we went all brick, they wouldn't pay for all brick.
Correct.
But they pay for everything else.
So they pay for like we did the bridge.
That would be good.
Yeah, that's probably.
And I mean, you're looking at a reconstruction of that whole road is probably $2 to $3 million.
Just the drainage alone.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Be nice like the bridge.
So I didn't include that in the bonding because we're getting that from lots of.
will they fully fund that, we think?
Yeah, well, except for the brick, it'll be fully funded. And that is, I mean, I guess nothing is ever 100% guaranteed, but that's gotta be at the 99.9 percentile chance of success. Oh, the other thing, and since we have two residents from Fairview Ave here, included in that is, the, enhancement of Salem Park and Lewis Park. And all of the land behind Hillside and, Salem School. And, of course, that'll be tied in to the town hall, moving to Salem School. And, it's all, we're gonna have to have some super duper landscape architects look at that, but the potential is there. And for those who don't know, it was originally designed by the Frederick Olmsted, the foremost landscape architect in the world in his day. And we're gonna bring it back, and it's not even that hard, you know, all the topography is perfect. It's just overgrown. So anyway, I'll take any questions on that, but we're gonna start the process of explaining it in real detail next week. Questions? Okay. Senior Center. I'll start the conversation. So we're doing quite a bit of, I'll say, enhancements to programming and things of that nature, which are underway. And they will be included in the upcoming budget for the senior center that was presented to the finance board last night. It's gonna require a little more work and tweaking. And don't forget, we don't have to approve it until May. But the idea is to make some major upgrades to programming and other things. Also, I'm going to Washington tomorrow for several reasons, one of which is to confirm and try and come out of there with a suitcase full of money to renovate the building. It's all approved, they tell us it's ready. I'll feel a little better when we have our hands on it, but it's by all accounts, it's a done deal.
It's great, it's nice.
So Kim or Julie, you wanna say anything?
No, I think, I mean, you hit the nail, it's progressing in the right direction. You know, there's a lot of new programming, just hoping to get more people into the building. We had a nice breakfast this morning with Kara, just to talk about, you know, some programs and different things, so. I think it's going in the right direction, and that's the main thing.
And I think we have to remember when we're recommending these numbers, we don't have a senior center right now. We have a structure.
Yeah.
And we have very little that goes on in there. It's really been the lost stepchild for a long time. So to make it into a senior center, there are gonna be some budget numbers that are gonna look like big numbers, and they are. All money is money. But there's a lot of things that are expensive, but there are things that we value in the community, and our seniors should be among them.
Yeah.
And I don't know, not through anyone's fault or purposeful actions, we haven't valued our seniors for a long time. So I think we have to look at that when we look at the numbers that are being recommended for the center.
Also, if you get the renovations, ideally, that'll help everything too.
Yeah.
You know, it'll help the kitchen, it'll help the.
Right.
I mean, I think that's the main thing, it needs it overall.
No doubt.
My biggest concern, and I don't wanna say it's a negative. My biggest concern is that we're gonna spend roughly 1.2 million on renovation. And what are we gonna get for the renovation? Because if we're trying to build the population of the seniors to come back to the building, is the building gonna be big enough to accommodate that? That's my concern. And I guess that's a positive concern.
It is, it's a
What do
good,
we
it's a
do?
problem to have,
So,
right?
here's one thing, I don't know if I mentioned this at a meeting, but, in our CMDA, the Municipal Development Authority, they've sent landscape architects and urban planners to look at various parts of downtown.
Yeah.
Including the land from the senior center, the parking lot, Coddington's, and the water company. Now, the
Yeah.
water company is moving out,
Yeah.
going to the industrial park.
Yeah.
But when you look at those pieces of land all together, there is the potential makings of a much larger project. So that will be looked at. And
Okay.
I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah.
But it will definitely be looked at.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
But right now, the way the senior center is being utilized, it's not as small as it's being, as the way that it's being organized and run. There's a lot of room in there that is wasted and cluttered and
Clean it out.
we've got some room in there.
I get it, you know my concern on this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to establish a larger,
No, you're absolutely right,
the building right now is not large enough to accommodate. it.
right,
Yeah,
right.
that would be great.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right, anyone else?
Need to get back in there for bingo. Come on Fridays.
Good time,
Bingo.
good time, very intimidating.
It's scary, but you have to really focus, but I think that.
Don't make a mistake.
No, you can't. They will let you know that you did. It really is nice, though. I just wanna echo their comments that they really, our seniors really do enjoy seeing new faces and energy there, so I really enjoy when I go and visit there. It's some good friends there.
All right, Brocky, let's go to item 11.
Motion on the Board of Mayor Burgess recess to the retirement board at 7:40 PM.
Second emergency.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, I'll call the regular retirement board meeting to order at 7:40 PM.
Most that the retirement board accept the minutes of the special meeting of December 9th, 2025 without reading. Each member received a copy to review.
Second emotion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion that the retirement board authorize Eileen A. Canafia pay a monthly pension in the amount of $8,277.89 to Michael Wozniak, 211 Spring Street, Naugatuck, for memo dated January 27th, 2026, from Controller Eileen A. Canafia, effective January 2nd, 2026. Years of service have been documented by Controller Canafia. Mr. Wozniak was employed by the police department for 17 years, retiring as a detective sergeant.
Second emotion.
All right, any questions or discussion? I'm just gonna say that Michael Warziniak is one of my favorite officers. He had the best personality.
And that's that.
And he was very good at solving many problems and will definitely be missed. I think he's hard to replace. Any further questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion that the retirement board meeting be adjourned at 7:42.
Second emotion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. And I'll reconvene the regular meeting at 7:41. All right. Item 12, I hereby appoint Michael Granite as a member of Naugatuck Ambulance Board of Directors, filling the unexpired term of Rob Rotalick, term to expire 1/1/28. And is Ken Hanks, he's not here.
No, he's on Zoom.
Oh,
Mike's there, yeah.
is Ken Hanks on?
Yeah, he'll be here in a second.
Ken, can you hear me?
Muted.
Okay,
You're muted. Hit your space bar.
well,
Yeah.
so, I don't know Mr. Graniff, but he was highly recommended by Chief Hanks. And he's got a lot of, he's an Augatuck resident, he's got a lot of experience, you know him, Marcy?
Yes, I do, nice guy.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, so, item 13, I reappoint Colin McAllister as a member of the Naugatuck Ambulance Board of Directors, term to expire 1/1/31. Now for the big moment, item 14.
Motion that the Board of Mayor and Burgess will approve the appointment of Tanya M. Wells, 126 Fairview Avenue, as an alternate member of the Planning Commission, filling the expired term of a Napoli, term to expire September 1st, 2029.
Second motion.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion that the Board of Mayor. Oh,
You want to be sworn in now?
it's hiding back there. Hi, Tanya.
Hi.
I am close, so.
All right,
Anointing.
raise your right hand, hold on, you could come up if you want. I, Tanya Wells,
I, Tanya Wells,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will fulfill the duties
that I will fulfill the duties
of the office of planning commissioner
of the office of the judge
in accordance with the regulations of the borough of Naugatuck,
in accordance with the regulations of the Borough of Naugatuck,
the laws of the state of Connecticut,
the laws of the state of Connecticut,
and the laws of the United States of America,
and the laws of the United States of America.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Okay. Item, 15.
Motion that the Board of Mayor and Burgess approve the appointment of Tracy E. Joseph, 13-4 Ridge Road, Naugatuck, as an alternate member of the zoning commission, filling the expired term of F. Santana, term to expire May 1st, 2029.
Second motion.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Motion that the Board of Mayor and Burgess approve the appointment of James A. Higgins, 67 Michael A. Nolan, as a member of the Saunders Trust Advisory Committee, term to expire January 1st, 2027.
Second motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion that the Board of Mayor and Burgess approve the appointment of Kathy Katrania, 85 Nash Road, Naugatuck, as a member of the Saunders Trust Advisory Committee, term to expire January 1st, 2028.
Second motion.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion that the Board of Mayor and Burgess approve the reappointment of Julian Sampaio, 20 Lynn Road, Naugatuck, as a member of the Saunders Trust Advisory Committee, term to expire January 1st, 2028.
Second motion.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion that the Board of Mayor and Burgess approve the reappointment of Kathleen A. Brushhausen, 139 Wood Drive, Naugatuck, as a member of the Saunders Trust Advisory Committee, term to expire January 1st, 2028.
Second motion.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
But related topics. On the Saunders Trust, there's been a request that we allow non-Naugatuck residents who have a connection to Naugatuck to participate. In particular, they want Lisa Shappy to be on the group because she's got extreme familiarity with all the nonprofits, but she doesn't live in Naugatuck. So if there's no objection to that, I'll bring the
It'd
order.
be perfect. Do a good job.
Is there any things in the truck agreement that?
Well, no, the trust came to me and asked if we could do it.
It's good, Matt.
Okay, so we'll do that. And then secondly, I don't know if you recall, but while Waterbury Hospital was going through their bankruptcy, there's a hunk of money that we're getting from there that's similar to the Saunders and will be spread among nonprofits who are in the medical area. And that is now starting to come to fruition. So instead of having just Saunders every year, we're gonna have another group that will be able to hand out some money around town. And now there is a group for that, it's outrageous, I don't get to appoint anyone to it, I don't understand, but there is a group in place that is gonna give out the money, I don't know exactly how it's selected and formed, but it's a good thing. So that'll be upcoming. All right, 20.
Most of the Board of Mayor and Burgess has approved the reappointment of Kenneth Hanks, 19 Hillcrest Avenue, Norristown, as member of the Emergency Planning Committee of the Council of Governments, term to expire January 1st, 2028.
Second motion.
Discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Most of the Board of Mayor and Burgess authorized mayor has entered into a contract with Golf Now LLC, Golf Channel Drive, Orlando, Florida, for online booking services at Hop Brook Golf Course, as recommended by Brian Nixon, CGA.
Second motion.
All right, so, Eileen, do you wanna explain how this works? It doesn't cost us anything, right?
No.
No, it doesn't, I mean, might be able to talk a little bit, so. We have a very, and Jim can attest to this, a very antiquated, POS system, yeah, and it has limited booking and Kim shaking her head, so she's totally had experience with it, I have not,
Yes.
so, we had a little hiccup this past fall where we thought we lost it, but Jim was able to resuscitate it, so. It's an online system that, will allow people to book online, there's no cost, we're going to, swap. Some tea times. Currently, we already have access to the system for one slot, now we're gonna give them 2 slots, so there's gonna be no cost, it's gonna allow us to. Track our merchandise, to have an online, cloud component and. It's free, and it's, we have the ability to, our members are gonna pay the standard price. Out of towners, will pay a higher price because they don't pay taxes. So Jim, did I miss anything?
You did not.
Okay.
You can book it from your phone, you can book it online, or you can book it in person. We're just giving people more options.
Strongly endorsed by the golf committee too. I can find that, I'm on that.
Yes, you are.
All right, we're also
This is
gonna
slam dunk.
put up a monopole to increase and enhance the cell service at the golf course, Jesse's, et cetera, where cell phones either don't work or they're very poor service, which will
Is that where
also
you're standing?
increase the online booking. And that's no expense to us
Yeah,
as well.
that's not part of this, we have to look a little bit more into that, but.
Yeah.
That's the fun of that.
Yes.
Yes.
Many thanks to Jim for resuscitating the old system. It's the equivalent of resuscitating your grandmother with a DNR at 99.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's being put together with a Band-Aid and a
Oh.
rubber band, so
Bad,
don't
bad,
look at it wrong.
Bad, bad, bad.
All right,
We wanna have this money before we open.
any questions? All those in favor? Opposed?
Most of the Board of Mayor and Burgess has waived the bid for the Norristown Public Schools Air Quality Program. And authorized Mayor Hess to enter into a contract with NQ Industries, Sherman Avenue, Camden, in the amount of $94,291.
Second motion.
All right, so we've in essence already done this, but there was some confusion with schools. And the town, some not being included, some included. Salem was included, we're not doing Salem. They substituted the town hall for Salem, and there were a few other minor changes. It also was delayed quite a bit, and the contractor was feeling like he was getting the runaround. And to a certain extent, I'll say, he wasn't getting answers. So I took it upon myself to sign the contract, even though it was for a little more than we originally agreed to. And the reason it was more is essentially, and Eileen can correct me if I'm wrong, but town hall, especially the basement, turned out to be somewhat more expensive than Salem School because of the air quality. So it was a relatively minor change, but it's been dragging along. for way too long, so I finished it. So that's why we're waiting a bit. Questions? All right, all those in favor? Opposed?
Most of the Board of Mayor and Burgess authorized mayor has entered into a contract with Daniel S. Hanson, Jagger Lane, Chester, Connecticut, to develop educational specifications for the middle school project in the amount of $5,000, as recommended by Standing Building Committee Chairman Burgess Robert Neff.
Second the motion.
Bob, you want to say something?
Ed specs are needed to, is the first step in designing the whole process. And actually, we pulled this guy out of retirement to do this. He's one of the best that there is in doing this. And in talking with Mezzo and Melissa, they don't have the staff or the people to do an in-house ed spec. So $5,000 is a pretty damn cheap figure.
It's amazing.
To have somebody come in and do this. And this is a home run.
Him doing that will save you far more than $5,000.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I'm all in.
yeah, and you know, once we approve it, boom, we let the guy know he's ready to go, so he doesn't get taken.
All right, so the other thing is, Nancy, remind me, I'm going to reappoint or appoint, I mean, how you look at it, our standing building committee plus the superintendent.
Yeah.
And a few other people to the building committee. Like, even though we've already done it, and the reason I'm doing that is, up in Hartford now, because of the controversy they just went through, they're, making sure all i's are dotted and t's are crossed. So I don't want to get slowed down because they don't think our committee was properly formed.
Yeah.
And it was formed in pieces over a period of years, so I think the easiest thing to do is to just reappoint everyone to the building committee.
Makes sense.
Yeah, do you have any fun with this?
Well, I'll get it from you.
Okay.
Let's say this, I'll get everyone we have, everyone
Yeah.
you think should be on,
Yeah,
plus some people from the high school, or from Melissa.
because we don't wanna have 1,000 people on it.
No, but it'll be Melissa, Bernie,
Yeah.
and Jim Scully's already on.
Jim Scully's already on,
Okay,
Charlie's already in it.
yeah, Bob Mezzo,
I would put him on instead of Bernice, quite honestly.
all right, we'll
That's up
look
to
at
you.
it, all right, we'll look at it. All right, let's go, next item. Oh, we have to vote,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right, all those in favor? Oh,
Most of the Board of Mayor and Burgess authorized mayor has entered into an agreement with Chris Anderson to implement a mentoring program for boys and girls grades 7 to 12,
let's make it 6 to 12.
grade 6 to 12, to address townwide matters relating to youth development for a cost not to exceed $60,000.
Second motion.
All right, so by way of background, for anyone who doesn't know, Chris Anderson, is a phys ed teacher, football coach, and without question, in my judgment, maybe the most inspirational person in Naugatuck when it comes to youth. He's a fantastic individual. He's being recruited by everyone in the valley and beyond. And he needs to be retained in Naugatuck. One of the problems, not just in Naugatuck, but with youth in general, especially when you know that some of these COVID kids, is that the attitude of, I'm gonna say some of our young athletes and others, can definitely need some massaging, nurturing, and improvement. So Chris Anderson has developed a course, we call it mentoring, but it's really life skill training and seminars, time management, organization, positive attitudes, healthy relationships, work ethic, perseverance, goal setting, communication skills, nutrition, exercise, drug and alcohol prevention, body image, self-confidence, financial education, many other things, weight room fundamentals for boys and girls from sixth grade up. With the notion being that starting young is the way to go. And Chris will be the leader. He's gonna have two assistants. Who will be Mac Burke, who I'm sure many of you know, he's a great teacher. And he's an assistant football coach. And Jen Stone, who's the assistant athletic director. And many other volunteers in the community, including probably quite a few people in this room who will be mentors. It'll be out of the high school. It'll probably be a couple hours a week commitment for, not for all the mentors, but it'll be a big effort to really try and make a difference in Naugatuck and do better than the other towns in helping the kids that really need a boost in life. And there's a lot of it.
Yeah, but they need to stop doing this, watching the pros, because they're the worst influence.
Yeah.
And number two, will they have a program for the parents? Because the parents are the worst. I mean, and it's fact. I mean, the parents are out of control.
Say a mentoring program like this is going to definitely pay big dividends. I've been teaching sixth grade for a very long time in this town, and I've seen the population of kids change. And in the recent years, it's really more tragedy than you would think is occurring in these kids' lives before they ever come to school. And school is their safe place. And once the day is over, then what? If you have a quality mentoring program in place, you're going to be able to offer them something beyond just the school day, something beyond just the curriculum that's posted, give them a chance to become good citizens. And that's what it's all about. More important than anything else we do in our education is educating the next population of leaders. And that includes not just the leaders that are elected, but the people who do the electing. Our citizens in town would be approved. And having Chris Anderson do this, if you've ever seen him run a practice, it's highly structured. Everything he does is highly structured, well thought out. There is no shooting from the hip with this guy. He's really, really good at what he does. We had a mentor program in the middle school many years ago, and it was very successful the time we had it. So bringing that back, this is going to be worth every day.
Yeah, definitely.
Count me in as a mentor.
We had a mentoring program, yeah, it was actually I
Yes.
volunteered at City Hill and I had two boys that I mentored. Because I'd like to play sports, so I said, give me the voice, and we just went over and, we shoot basketball, we throw softball around. You're not there to tutor, it was basically helping them.
Inform your husband already signed them up.
Oh,
Yeah.
my husband loves mentoring young men that come to work at the farm. We actually have a high school student who applied to work at the farm that we had worked with before through Naugatuck Food Services, and we told him that he could not work with us unless he graduated, and he's gonna report back to us with this report card. Larry's supervising it, but count me in. Kids need confidence. They need a lot of support, but especially nowadays, they need confidence.
Yep.
So I think that's great. Sign me up.
Yeah, they just need opportunities to allow them to grow.
As much as I like adult ed, I don't wanna see him there. I wanna see him complete high school.
Mhm.
All right, any further questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion on Board of Main Burgess, add to the agenda, 2 motions authorizing the mayor to sign Veolia PAMs.
Second motion.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion on Board of Main Burgess, authorize Mayor N. Warren Hess to sign incineration facilities lease agreement contract administration memorandum number IF 2025-1 as recommended by the WPCA and Public Works Director James Stewart.
Second motion.
So Jim's not here, right?
He's online.
He's on his Zoom?
Yep.
Okay, so Jim, these are the annual items that are in the contract and mandated by contract, is that correct?
Brand new.
You?
Yep. Hit the space bar.
Like you knew about space. Probably sitting on the beach, right? Yeah.
No, he was here today.
Oh, who's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him today.
Yeah, that's all.
Which beach? It may be cold.
So,
Oh, there. Oh.
it's kind of-
Kenny, that's Ken.
And
I left the room for 30 seconds.
You're
you
excused.
hear me now?
I can hear you now, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Jim,
Sorry, so these are the cams we do every year. It adjusts both contracts. The maintenance of the collection system and the treatment plant, as well as our contract to run the incinerator. They obviously pay us for the incinerator. We pay them to maintain the treatment plant and the collection system. This adjusts all the standard numbers and the costs and the revenue by CPI. This year, it's about 3.2%. So additional costs are generally offset by additional revenue.
all right, I'll simplify it. So they pay us rent to rent the facility and we pay them to operate it. And as a result of that, it's essentially a wash. But every year, the rent and what we pay them is adjusted based on CPI. It's in the contract. I don't even know if we need these motions for 25 years in a row, so I guess we'll keep doing it, but it doesn't really change anything in our budget, it's a wash. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion of the Board of Ed Burgess authorize Mayor M. Warren Hess to sign the service contract for wastewater treatment system capital improvements and asset management contract administration memorandum number SC 2025-1 as recommended by the WPCA and Public Works Director James Stewart.
Second motion.
All right, so this is the same discussion. The item previously was what they pay us. This is what we pay them to operate. Any further questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion of the Board of Ed Burgess add to the agenda motion authorizing the mayor to sign a contract to purchase a bus.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion of the Board of Ed Burgess authorize Mayor N. Warren Hess to sign an agreement with Matthews Buses Commercial, 4802 West Colonial Drive, Orlando, Florida, to purchase a bus with the borough's expected cost not to exceed $32,000 from the Capital Reserve Fund, which is expected net, with the expected net cost after the Connecticut DOT Section 5310 grant, as recommended by Controller Eileen Carnacchia.
Second motion.
All right, Eileen, why don't you come forward, but it's a little confusing, but we're buying a bus. What's the total cost of the bus?
I was up in Newington today, the cost is about $140,000. We're responsible for 20%, and the grant's gonna cover 80%. And I just wanna do a shout out to Danielle, cause she did a great job, cause we put on nice options. I sat with HRD, Leslie Mangachi and Lynn today, and we got the options that they needed, so. But Danielle did a great job writing the grant, because we got everything we wanted in it.
Let's
Is
move
this
along.
replacing the bus that was damaged in the floods or? An additional?
Yes, we could consider that, yes, it'll be a second bus.
It's the second.
Right.
So we've qualified for the grant, so this is going to be, right now, we're asking for about $32,000. I have to go back with the gentleman we spoke with today, just to confirm that we have the extended warranty contract on it, just because we don't want to be paying anything, so It's about 28, but it might go up if the extended warranty is not included, so, but
But
it's well worth it.
32 is the max.
32 is the max, correct?
Right. And it's in essence a match.
It is exactly correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it considered an HRD bus or will it be
No,
considered?
it's our bus.
A
It is.
senior bus or?
We don't have, as far as I understand, because I did ask the question today, it is a town bus. We don't have to say that it's a senior bus. We don't have to say that it's for the senior or disabled. So we have a little freedom with it appears and that we don't seem to have any restrictions on how we can use it.
Yeah.
Yes. We seem to have a little flexibility with it. Well,
I know. So we can use to pick us up to bring us to meetings?
if I'm driving, I don't think you want it.
Did they have a driver for the bus?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
So.
Right, any further questions? All those in favor? Opposed?
Motion that Board of Mayor Burgess authorize Controller Eileen A. Canapia to refund the following tax refunds approved by tax collector James Goggin as it read.
Second motion.
All right, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, public comment. Anyone in the room or on Zoom that would like to make a public comment? Jim,
Nobody.
last call for public comment. Jim,
No one?
all right. We will proceed with the Burgess comments, and we're going to start with Caitlin Kimball.
Hello. A couple of things. I really enjoyed attending. I was at the high school with a lot of you for the I can say the word FAFSA Blitz. We helped 6 kids submit their FAFSA. It was great to be back in high school. I will say that, every child was terrified to take out their phone, which is new from when I worked at the high school. Like literally we were in the counseling office and seniors were saying, can I take out my phone? This is amazing. I love this for everyone at high school. So it seemed like the culture around that was just great. Rocky and I and the deputy police chief and the Valley Paw Partners nonprofit met for an initial meeting around getting the process started for a new animal control facility. Lots happening there. I think, we'll see somebody at the meeting next month to talk about a feasibility study for that. And I'm visiting the animal control facility on Friday. I am the zoning and liaison. The YMCA project was voted through in zoning. It had been extended for a while, so I was happy to see it pass through. And then the last thing, I want to make sure I get the language right, but I've talked to Mayor Pete about this. But my friend that works at Yukon Extension, they have a project called the Yukon Extension Vacant Lot Activation Project, and they've been speaking with an environmental planner with our COG, and they're starting to do some, outreach by town. So they identify like certain areas of your town. Seems like there's some work like this already in motion, but yeah, they want to meet with someone to discuss that further. So I'll pass that along.
Thank you.
No problem.
Jose.
I don't have any comments this month.
Okay. All right.
So, I had my first, Arts Commission meeting last week. We met downstairs in the lobby, because the elevator was broken, I guess, for some reason, but it's working today, so it's good. We're well underway of, planning the Naugatuck Valley Music Crawl, which will consist of 6 stations set up throughout the town for various bands. And so we're in the middle of working and trying to, get some bands together. I've reached out to like 4 of them. I think Francis reached out to a couple others. They're gonna be doing 50-minute set, and then we're gonna have one big band that's gonna do a 2-hour set. It's kind of like the lead band. We also talked about some of the the artwork that's gonna be going on. They're also trying to establish a new location for the mural that was supposed to go at the train trestle.
They picked one, right?
I think they were close to picking one last week.
Well, they told me they selected the back of, I'll say the old Salem Theater, football.
Okay, yeah, so they're gonna have to look at the scale of that because that's a much bigger space.
Mm.
So they wanna make sure that the concept of what we originally talked about is in there. And if they have room to add a few other things that they had to remove, then they'll be able to weave that in as well, so. And then they talked about the planters, and the idea behind the planters and getting those painted is to make sure that they're consistent with how the town is moving forward. So if you have historical things on one end of the town, like the staples in the street, you might wanna think about matching those planters to what the concept is
So we'll approve
down that, yeah,
everything, but give them
so.
the ability to be creative.
So yeah, so we talked about that, so I think we're well underway and there's a lot of things that are happening in town this year, so.
Thank you. Bob?
Maybe did enough talking.
Questions?
What happened to the train?
So the wall leaks and they
Could have a waterfall.
the group that rise up, what's the name of it, rise up? Doesn't feel comfortable doing it there. So we're gonna have to do something else there, even if it's not a mural, paint it
Yeah.
or something.
I just
It's sort of
They were gonna have to
maintenance
put in
and-
another layer of something on top of
Yeah.
it in order to do the mural.
Yeah.
Because the structure is not gonna support as it is right now.
Maybe you could
It would just
sustain
be
and
prohibitive
keep it back.
expense wise and no guarantee would last a long time.
Is that, would that, fixing that wall, is that a Metro North thing?
Yeah.
Well, that's where the problem.
Yeah, they don't, their problems, period, is out there.
The last time
Duct tape.
we fixed it ourselves, so. So we'll find a solution.
I'm good.
Okay. We wanna go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
I just wanted to give an amazing shout out to the Department of Public Works. What they did and are continue to do in this snowstorm that people don't realize. There's an impression out there that there's a $300 fine for not clearing your sidewalk. That's completely incorrect. If the Department of Public Works has to come out and clear your sidewalk, there's gonna be a $300 bill for them to do that. They have not had the time to clean one sidewalk for any residents. I just don't see that coming anytime this season, because they're so busy, they're working overnights. They're going street by street, choosing an area, cleaning it up. I mean, they're working a lot of hours. And I just can't say enough about what a good job they've done here.
Absolutely. Downtown looked amazing this morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
that's
people have
it. You know,
taken,
people complain, why haven't you done my street? Like, there's only so many workers for so many hours.
We've never done different streets in the borough during snowstorm.
Yeah.
You clean downtown so people can park, you
right,
know, you wait for the sun to take care of it.
And they also did a wonderful job on emergency calls between the police and the ambulance. They were notified about the emergencies and they cleared things so that things, people could get through the emergency vehicles, get through. And you've never, of course, lifted a stretcher over a snow pile this big or tried to climb over it. Let me tell you, I've done it a lot of times and I'm way too old to do that now. But they did a great job of clearing paths for all emergency vehicles too.
well, it appeared that people mistook the courtesy of a reminder that this has been your responsibility forever to clean your sidewalk and turned it into a stupid, Facebook warrior rant saying, oh, people are getting tickets all over the place, when no, it was clear to me, just from that little bit of nonsense on Facebook, that nobody got a ticket. They were being reminded, and they took grave offense to that. Because they're such genteel people that they don't, they don't wanna have a negative conversation.
That's it. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Did you get the sarcasm in that?
Julie?
Well, first of all, congratulations to the track team.
Yeah.
Gonna be able to champion
Yeah.
again, and I'm looking
Again.
at Charlie because his daughter Gwen ran My granddaughter ran, but she ran for Seymour and, but when I wasn't rooting for her, I was rooting for Naughty, so, but I had to wear my Seymour gear. But they're just outstanding. I mean, Naugatuck's a big school, it's the biggest one in the valley. So. But they have a lot of, he
Very
recruited.
talented
Yes.
kids.
What they've done,
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
boys and girls,
Right.
5 years in a row.
Yeah.
Unheard of.
Oh, I was part of it when my daughter ran.
You get better
My
every year.
daughter.
You may have to rename
Yeah.
that track again after Rover.
Yeah. But anyway, it was an incredible meet. I look forward to states, and seeing them run, so. I have a few things from adult ed. I kind of want to keep adult ed alive with our group here. So I have our newsletter. I'm gonna pass it that way and that way. You'll see a wonderful picture of myself in it.
Give them the page number.
No, that's okay.
Right there, see? She loves snow.
I also have some brochures,
Oh,
one thing that I wanna thank, and I know Ken Hanks is online, but. This is an amazing thing to fill out at home, and we took them for all our students. And Ken was able to get them in Portuguese, Spanish, Creole, and French. Which I needed for my students, so it really worked out well. I teach advanced ESL, so I did it in English because they need to learn English a little more.
Yeah.
But they took it home in Portuguese, Spanish, Creole, and French, so it's a great, I know they're down in the lobby. It's a very good thing to have at home. But.
The pages aren't numbered, so I can't direct you to it,
That's an old picture.
makes you wanna get out here.
Is that your high school picture?
My daughter was 6, she did,
Oh,
it's
okay.
Libby Tuzignat, I don't know if you know Tom Tuzignat,
Yeah.
family in town.
Yep.
And she does this every month, and she did a decade, and it was the 80s decade. I told her when she does the 50s, I'll be the only one in there. But anyway. The other ones are Mike Hart, Amy Sanazero,
Maria.
Sanazero, and Maria De Silva. So, but it's a good synopsis of what it all that does. And I have a student that will graduate high school tomorrow morning, so I'm excited.
Very good.
She asked me if I was bringing her cupcakes, I gotta go get cupcakes.
You're not making them? What page is she?
There's no page number, you just gotta flip through.
Now you just gotta. That's it for me.
Charlotte.
Nothing I can say hasn't already been said. Congratulations to our wonderful indoor track.
Your daughter.
My daughter's excited about it. She got some wings for me. She's pleased with that. And onward to states because Coach Roper doesn't settle. It's not just that
Forever.
dates or the real targets.
We're doing the last chance meet this week on the states.
It's about the Nationals.
Well, he's got a few that'll be there. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No spirit at all.
Laura Cropo was amazing as always. My granddaughter was excited because she was in her heat. And she goes, I'm in the lane, because she ran the 600 and it's staggered starts. And she goes, I'll be ahead of her for a mere second. So she was amazing.
All right, Kim.
I too was at the FAFSA thing, and what impressed me the most is that most of the kids that I worked with and the family that I worked with, they're first generation college folks. And were really intimidated by the process of this. But they knew where to go for help, and that was the Naugatuck Guidance Department. They did a great job with it. And one of the moms that I worked with, I said to her, you realize you have to do this every year. What? You know, that we have families that don't have a lot of notions of what it is to fund a college education and how much help is out there for you. So it really was a terrific thing to have the school take on the goal of getting those FAFSAs filled out. Because technically it's the family's responsibility, but they need help. They need help. You've got first generation folks. And the other thing was, Julie and I had a blast at Naugatuck High School. We
Oh, yeah.
attended a town hall meeting. And at the town hall meeting, they named the new Greyhound mascot costume, which was purchased by a discussion around my pool this summer. For what do you get for your 80-year-old, your friend's 80th birthday? Who was very involved in public service. So we bought the mascot's costume as her birthday present, and she wore it at the assembly. It was great fun, and this mentoring program that you're gonna do, Pete, is well staffed. Not only by Chris, but Jen Stone, who has the Greyhound Nation, which is a very powerful leadership opportunity for our high school students. Now we're bringing it down to sixth grade. I think
That's
that's
amazing.
fabulous.
If there's any
That's
way,
fabulous.
any opportunity people that I could do, I'd like to be part of that as well, so that's really
Yep.
something that's great.
Yep, so we had good fun, and my Greyhound Nation sweatshirt is my new favorite sweatshirt.
At Greyhound Nation, if you don't know, is a service organization that athletes get to participate in and represent their school, not just on the playing field, but in the community. And it also helps those kids that are, say, 2 or 3 sport athletes. They really don't have a lot of time to go and volunteer at the food bank or other things because of their practice schedule, the demands of being an athlete.
Right.
So this program gives them a chance to fold what they do in athletics into the community. And it's an excellent program. And Jen, really, that was amazing that you did start that. And when I heard you mention her name being involved with this,
Yes,
it's fantastic.
No,
I'm sorry.
my sign's buried in the snow somewhere. My
Oh, yeah,
Greyhound sign.
mine too. I haven't seen it for a while.
Really fast, too.
Yeah, right.
Mike,
He's not here anymore.
No.
He left? Yeah. I don't know when he left, he just. No. He's off on.
All right, last call for comments. All right, we will proceed to executive session, Reckon.
Motion to recess to executive session at 8:25 PM. Discussion on the following. Real estate parcels A, B, C, Y, and Z, Naugatuck Industrial Park, Section 3, Great Rail Discussion, Energy Park Data Center, Hershey Property, Riverview Mobile Home Park, collective bargaining upsuit, personnel, assessor Shelby Jackson, and pending litigation.
Second the motion.
Everybody, Johnson?
No, we good. All right, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we're ready to get. All right, gonna reconvene the meeting at 9:14. And we will go to items emanating from the executive session. And in that regard, I will entertain a motion that I be authorized into an employment agreement with our assessor, Shelby Jackson, as discussed in executive session.
So moved.
So second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And I'll note for the record that the agreement will be a public document upon signing, which should be within a week. I will also entertain a motion that I be authorized to enter into a collective bargaining agreement with the United Public Service Employees Union, Local 424, Unit 15, white collar employees, for the term of July 1, 2025 through May 30th, 2028, as discussed in executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And I'll note for the record that this will also be available to the public upon signing and also upon approval by the union. And their vote will take place on Monday.
Okey-dokey.
That's it? Motion to adjourn at 9:16.
Hold on.
Yeah.
All in favor? Say aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Nicely done, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
Nicely done.
Here.
Opposed?
Motion to adjourn at 9:16. Second. I saw it.
Stage went
Bye. All right.